back to the channel, and we're back with another one, and we're going to talk about Texas morning. Texas morning in the front, the biggest performer is the numbers 8, 5, 12, 9, 13, 10, 15, 11, and 6 in the front. The back numbers, Texas likes to pull numbers that total 9, 11, 12, and 10, 8, and 7 in the back. And when they're done, totals, they like these totals here. These is the hottest right here. Then the next hottest. Then the next hottest line. Then it starts to cool off. Texas morning. These are Texas morning. Let's move to Texas in the daytime. In the daytime, the hottest numbers they like to pull that totals up to 8, 5, 9, 6, 12. Okay, the back numbers, Texas like to pull numbers that add up to 10, 12, 7, 8, 11. These numbers here come out less than these here, but they're possibilities. And then when it's all said and done, 3 total numbers for Texas Day add up to 14 a lot, 18, 9, 12, 13, 7, 10, 15, and these numbers here. Let's go to Texas evening. The numbers they like to lead off with often add up to 5 a lot. These are the highest performers here, right here. So it's 5, 7, 14, and these are possibilities because they're tied on line 5 for being out 5 times in 60 draws. So all these things we're doing are out of 60 drawings. Back numbers, they like to add up to 8, 11, 10, 7, and 9 are tied at the halfway point at 5. Then these are the cooler numbers. And then as a total, once they're all done, keeps adding up to 8, 13, 18, 10, and so on. Let's go to the night game in Texas. Front numbers, they like to add up to 5, 8, 10, 4, 7. Starts cooling off as I go up. Remember that. Back numbers, total 8. On 8 times it's been out. 7 they total. 6 they total a lot. 11 they total a lot. 14, 9, 4, 10. Okay. Let's move to the state of Ohio. Ohio in the midday like to pull totals of 10, 8, 11, 9, and these other numbers here. Back numbers, Ohio likes to pull in the daytime. Total 13, 14, 7, 15, 5, and 9. And keep these in mind when you're looking at the totals of back numbers. And when they're done, all 3 numbers add up to 11 and 12. 19, 17, the most. They keep coming out. Okay, when you see things down here, that's why I start from the bottom and then work my way up, because they go from hot to cold. As I go up, they get colder or have been out less times. Alright, moving to Ohio at night. Ohio at night likes to run totals of 10, 5, 7, 8, and 9. To a lesser degree, but still hot, 14 they like to pull a lot. Totals in the front. First 2 numbers, like 14, like 7 and 7, stuff like that. They like to pull a little to a lesser degree, but still possible. And totals of 13 and 15. For the back numbers in Ohio, they total 11, 13, 9, 6. And again, less likely to happen, but they will come out. Okay. And if you see me going across here, these numbers are tied on this line. All right. Go to the state of Michigan. In the front, Michigan likes to pull totals of 8, 10, 6, 13, 11, 2 in the daytime in Michigan. The back numbers like to be totaled up to 9 a lot, 10, 8, numbers like 5 and 3, flip them, 3 and 5, and so on. 6 and 2, the halfway point. They like totals of 5 and 7 and 6. Pretty easy totals. And when they're done, they like to pull totals of 13 a lot. 11 and 12. That's pretty good. 11, 12, and 13 totals. 9, 10, So you can kind of in Michigan just hang around with 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13 totals. Look at how they all right up in here. And you can have yourself a pretty nice day in Michigan. All right, let's go to Michigan in the evening. All right, the two numbers in the front like to add up to 8, 9, 11, 15, and 6 a lot. Okay, in the back, Michigan evening likes to add up to 10. So it's your two back numbers. Add up to 10, 9, 8, 14, 5, and 4 a lot. When it's all said and done, the totals, Michigan likes to pull totals of 18 and 17, 12, 14, 11. All right, let's go to New Jersey. New Jersey, in the daytime, likes to pull totals of 11 of the two front numbers, 8, 6, 9, 5, and it's tied here. On the fourth line, it could be a 5 total, 17 total, 7, 10, and 13. In the back, Jersey also likes to pull totals of 11. I see in the back 9 totals, 4 totals, 2 and 2, 4 and 0, 3 and 1, 1 and 3. They like totals of 10 in the back if you're trying to hit straight. If not, you don't have to worry about it. Just have a total. All right, and when they're all said and done, totals keep showing up in New Jersey in the daytime of 11, 17, 8, 10, 15. So in this area, when you have the orange area, there are 3 numbers that total these numbers here. Let's go to New Jersey at nighttime. At night, Jersey likes to have totals of 9, 8, 11, 13, 10, 12, and 14. Back numbers, they like to pull totals of 8, 9, 5, 12, 7, 15, and so on. When they're all done, all 3 numbers like to total up in Jersey a lot too. 11, 16, 10. Tied on this line 5 here is 9, 18, and 22. Okay. And if you live in the state of Vermont, New Hampshire, we're going to go to Tri-State in the daytime. They keep adding up to 8 in the front, 12, 6, 5, 9, 10, and the here, all the rest of them. In the back numbers, they like to total 9, 6, 7, 5, 4, 8, and the rest. When they're done, totals that come up a lot in New Hampshire and Vermont and all that kind of stuff, aka the Tri-State, they add up to 9 a lot. 15, 18, 16, 7. So if your combinations look like that and add up to these numbers, you could be in good shape. Alright, so we're going to go to Tri-State in the evening. They add up a lot to 9 in the front. Front numbers keep adding up to 11 and 13, 4, 7, 10, 15. Back numbers, they like to add up to 6, and it does it the most, to 6. So 3 and 3, 2 and 4, 4 and 2, any combination that adds up to 6. 15 totals a lot. 12, 9, 4, 3, and 8 are tied. Let's move to the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, in the front, in the daytime, likes to add up to numbers that total 10. They like to add up to 11, 6 and 5, 5 and 6 to start your numbers off. 7, 5, 13, and you know the rest. Back numbers like to add up to 11, 8, 6, 9, 3, 7, 12, and 15. When they're done, they like to total 14, 17, 9, 19, 13, 12. You know the drill. Pennsylvania in the evening. Numbers like to add up to 10, 11, 7, 5, 13, 6, 12, 14, and 8. Back numbers add up to 11 the most. 10, 8, 6, 9. I like this because it has no ties on here. It's just going straight up like this. And then you have these others. When they're done, they love to pull the most, totaling 10, 15, 14, 7, 9, 19. Let's move to the state of Indiana and Iowa. In the front, they like to add numbers 9, 7, 11, 12, 6, 8, 5, and 15. Back numbers add up to 11 a lot. 3, 7, 5, 14, 12, and 10 are tied on this line. When they're done totaling, they like to have totals that keep adding up to 14, 9, 11, 10, 7, 17, 16. Indiana at night loves totals that add up to 8, 11, 6, 14, 9, 12, and 7 are tied on line 4. On line 3, that's been out 3 times. That's what this is saying. In 60 draws, 16 and 13 are tied. Back numbers, the most comes out 8 totals, 9 totals, 4, 11, and 13. So when I say totals, I say total of 8, 5 and 3, 3 and 5 on the back side of your numbers, and any of these numbers that add up to 8. When they're done, the totals are 13 that comes out the most, all 3 numbers, 15, 20, 16, 9, 8, and 14. Let's move to the lovely state of Florida. In the front, Florida likes to pull totals that add up to 10, 11, 9, 7, 6, and these others. The hot ones are at the bottom, like so. In the back, they like to pull totals that total up to 8, 11, 6, 7, 9, 12, 10. And when it's all said and done, the totals they like to do are 12 the most, 15 the most. So basically, Florida, their hot totals are double digits. Okay, 13 likes to come out as a total, and 11 as well. Let's move to Florida at night. Totals, that is the hottest. It's 4, 11, 12, 10, and 9, 7, and the host of these. But if you want to stay hot, you can do that too and hover right around this area here. Back numbers in Florida, they keep adding up to 7 the most, 10, 5, 2, 11, 13, and 8. Okay, when said and done, all 3 numbers, they keep totaling up to 12 a lot. 13, 11, and 19, 10, 17, 18, 5, 9, 7. Starting to be on the cooler lines here though, but that's Florida in the evening. Let's travel to the state of Illinois. Illinois in the daytime, the most they like that total up is 8. So what, 4 and 4, 5 and 3, 3 and 5, don't forget to flip. They like the totals of 10, 7, 5, 9, and these here for the state of Illinois. And on the back side, 6, 7, total the most, 10, 12, 9, 8, and these here. So Illinois, these are your numbers here that they like to total up to on the back end. And when it's all said and done, the one that comes out the most as far as the total is 12, 11, 15, 18. Okay. Let's go to Illinois in the nighttime. Numbers that like to come up in total are 7, the most, 11, 10, 9, 8 and 9, 4, 6. Back numbers total 11, the most, 7 and 9, 13, 12, 10 and 8. All 3 numbers total 13, the most, then 16, 14, 7, 17. Okay. Let's travel to Delaware. Delaware, your numbers are in the front, keeps adding up to 9 the most, 7, 12, 8, 11, and these are your numbers here that the totals add up to. Delaware. Alright, back numbers in Delaware. Your main total that keeps showing up, 8, 13, 4, 7, and 9, 11, and 12. And these are the honorable mentions. And when it's all said and done, the totals that keep coming the most is 16 in Delaware, 8, 14, 11, 20, 15, 17, 19. Let's travel to Delaware at night. Totals, 7 is the one that comes out the most. 8, 5, 9, 11. These other possibilities here. In the back, your back 2 numbers keep adding up the most to 9, 11, 10, 8, and 12 are tied on the 6th line. And we got 5 and 6 here in the back. And don't forget these. And when it's all said and done, the totals that come out the most in Delaware are the totals of 14, 13, and 12. That's an easy one. 17, 16, 7, 4, 11, 9. Okay. Done with Delaware. Let's travel to Missouri. Missouri, in the front, they like to total 8, 12, 7, and 9, 11, and 13. Okay. And then your back numbers like to total 6 a lot. 10, 8, 17, 13, 1, 9, 4, 2, 11. Your most famous total for all 3 numbers is 17 in Missouri in the daytime. And then you got 9, 14, 11, 10, 15. Missouri at night, your numbers that lead and it keeps coming out in the front, they add up to 7 a lot. 13 and 12, 8, 10, and 15, 9, and so on. Your back numbers, the one that keeps coming out the most is 8. 10, 11, 4 is tied on line 5 with 11. These are all tied and been out 4 times. 3, 7, 5, 16, 13, and 9. Your totals that come out the most in Missouri at night are 17. Been out 6 times out of 60. So you're talking about 10% chance of coming out. And then we have, to a lesser degree, the totals of all 3 numbers that add up to 12, 8, 18, and 13. Okay, and leave these as possibilities for Missouri. Let's travel to Nebraska. Nebraska, your totals are 8 and 13 in the front. 9, 7, and 11. To a lesser degree, it's less hot than these, but still hot. On line 4. 10, 6, and 14. And then you have these other possibilities. Back numbers in Nebraska keeps adding up to 10, 15, 9, and 12. And then you have your other back number combinations, totals. Alright, so when it's all said and done in Nebraska, the totals that keep coming up the most is the 11 here. 19, 13. So you're looking at double digits that come out a lot as all 3 numbers. Okay, 18. Okay, so you don't have very many single digit numbers in here. So Nebraska be messing with those higher numbers, I see, or a combination of having one high number and one low number. Let's travel now to the state of Virginia. In the daytime, 7 is your biggest total. Keeps coming out. 12 and 8, 9, 4, 13, and 3 is tied on line 5. And you see all the other stuff going on here. Your back numbers in Virginia in the daytime. 11 comes out the most. 6 and 9 are tied. Okay, for numbers that come out the most, because it's down here on line 8. Alright, and that means it's been out 8 times. So to a lesser degree, but still hot, 8. Numbers like 4 and 4, 5 and 3, 6 and 2, 2 and 6, 3 and 5 to flip that 5 and 3. Alright, and then we have totals of 14, 7, 13. When it's all said and done, 13 comes up the most as a total of all 3 numbers. 13 and 14, 18, 15, 17, 11, 20. Let's go to Virginia at night. It keeps coming up. 10 and 7 are your biggest totals. 13, 16, 9, 5. Your back numbers come up to 9 and 7 a lot. 5 and 11, 16, 12, and 10. And you have the rest here. When it's all said and done, 20 keeps coming up as a total. in Virginia. 9, 12, 10, 15, 11, and 14 are tied. That's been out 4 times. All right. DC, the totals are 6. That comes out in the front the most. So something like 3 and 3, 4 and 2, 2 and 4. Okay. Totals of 12, 9, 10, 15, 11. Back numbers for DC. 13 comes out the most. 8, 7, 9, 5, 6. And when it's all said and done, 13 is your biggest total that comes out the most. 17, 10, 15, and these others. DC at night, biggest total in the front, 8, 15, 9, 12, and 11, 16, and 6. Back numbers like to come out. 15 is a total. 8, 7, and 12. Next hottest line. 9 is a possibility. It's all said and done, all 3 numbers like to add up to 18 the most in DC. 15, 13, and 12, and 16, and so on. Go to Connecticut. In the daytime, Connecticut, your biggest total in the front always keep coming up to 11 a lot. 7, 12, 9, 10, and 6, 4, and your back numbers adds up a lot to 10 and 9, 6 and 7, 11, 18, 14. All 3 numbers total comes up to 12 the most. 14, 15, tied with 15 on this line, 9 and 11. Let's go to Connecticut at night. Your biggest totals are 10, 6, 2, 12, 8, 3, 15, 11, and 9 tied on line 4. Back numbers like to add up to 9 a lot. 6, 12, 15, and 7, 10, 8, 4, 2, and 0. All 3 numbers total, 14 a lot. 13, 10, 6, and 15. Okay, that's Connecticut at night. Let's travel to the state of Kansas. Kansas, your numbers like to add up to 4 the most, and 10, 5, 13, and 12. And all these here in the front, your totals. Your hot totals in the back is 9 that comes up the most. 8 and 6, 10, 11, 15, 12, 14, and 7. Wrap them all up. They like to come up to 11 and 10, 16 and 12, tied. 14 stands alone here on line 4. Okay, let's go to Kansas in the evening. Your biggest total is 7, 13, 12, 6 in the front. Okay, your biggest total in the back is 3 that comes out the most. 2 and 1, 1 and 2, 0 and 3, 3 and 0. We have 11, 10, 9, 7 and 4, and then you should be familiar with how to read the rest of them. All said and done, totals 10, 11, 22, 18, 6, 8, 20, and 14 are tied on line 4. They've been out 4 times. Let's travel to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, your biggest number is 8. That totals in the front. Your first 2 numbers like to add up to 8, 6, 12. Tied here is 7, 9, and 3. You have a possibility of 13. Your back numbers, 7 is the biggest performer. Likes to add up to 7 a lot. 11, 10, and 8. 13, 15. Okay. All said and done numbers. 13, 8 is your biggest total. 12, 15, and 10. 14, 21, 17, 11. Let's go to Wisconsin in the evening. Your biggest total was 10. In the front, 8, 13, 7, 11, 9, and 12 on line 4. Back numbers, 8 and 9 add up the most. 6, 11, 13, and 15. All said and done. Biggest total, 16, 10, 11, 12, 14, and 17. Big totals, double-digit totals. Remember that. Let's go to the Empire State, New York, in the daytime. Your numbers in the front keep adding up to 6, 8, 7, 5, and these here. But these are your hottest. 6, 7, and 8. Back numbers. 7 is your biggest total. 9, 11, 8, 4, 10, 13 at the halfway point. All said and done numbers in New York, your biggest total was 8. 15, 14, 12. Right? New York at night. 7 is your biggest total in the front. Your first two numbers. First two numbers, 12. 10 and 6 keeps coming out. 5, 9 is a possibility, and it starts cooling off as we go up. Okay, but still possibilities. Your back two numbers keep adding up to 9, 12, 8, 7. Got a nice long line being tied on line 3 here, but hey, it's possible. All said and done numbers at night keep adding up to 16 and 15, 14, 13, 18, 12, and 7. Tied on line 3, 10, 9, 17, and 11 here. Let's travel to Colorado in the daytime. Colorado, your biggest total in the front is 8, 14, 7, and 9, 5, 11, 2, 10. In the back, your biggest total is 9, 8, 11, 6, 15, 7, 10, 14. All said and done, Colorado, 14 is your biggest total, keeps coming out. 10, 17, 4, 12, 16, 13, and 11 are tied on line 4. Colorado, let's go to nighttime. Biggest total is 8. Your first two numbers, 12, 9, they keep adding up to 10, 13. Your back number, big totals, 5, the most, 9, 10, and 11, 14. All said and done numbers. Biggest totals add up to 10 all the time. Well, most of the time. The biggest number, which is 7 times, 16, 12, 14, 15, 8, and 20. Let's go to Idaho. Idaho, your numbers add up to 8 the most. 6, 7. Interesting. 6, 7, and 8. Alright, we have 13 as a possibility and 3. Back numbers total the most. 8 and 13. 10, 6, 7. It's a lot tied on this line 4 here. All said and done numbers in Idaho in the daytime. 11, 16, 12. Line 5 has a tie with 12, 13, and 19. Alright. Idaho, let's go see what you do at nighttime. Biggest totals in the front, 10 and 7, 9, 12 and 2, 8, 14. Your back number, big total, 10, 6, 4, 11, 9, and 8. All said and done, your biggest totals are 10, 8, 12. Numbers that add up to 16. Numbers that add up to 15, 11, 7, 13. All right, let's take it out to Cali. In the daytime, California, your first two numbers like to add up to 7 and 9 a lot. 6 and 8. I like that. 6, 7, 8, and 9. 3. Okay. Tied on line 3 here is 5, 11, 14, 12, and 10. Back numbers, Cali. In the daytime, to add up to 8 a lot. 12, 2, and 9, and so on. When it's all said and done, your biggest totals in California come out to 10 a lot for all 3 numbers. 14, 12, 8, 9, 11, 17. You also have a night game. California, 9 is your biggest total in the front. 5 and 4, 4 and 5. You know, 12 comes out a lot. 11, 8, 13. Your biggest back number totals are 12 and 11. 5, 8. All said and done in the back. All said and done numbers. All 3 numbers, they like to add up to 12 a lot. 13, 11, tied, line 5, 14, 19, and 15. Let's go to Arizona. Arizona, you only have 1 drawing, it's in the evening. Your biggest totals are 11 and 6, 10, 5, and 9, Back numbers total 7 and 12 a lot. 9, 4, and 10. 8, 2. All said and done, like the total 14 and 13. 10, 12, 15, and 11. And let's go to Oklahoma to finish it out. Oklahoma, your first numbers like to add up to 15 a lot. 18, 8, 14, 9, 7, 1, 11. Your back numbers, 13 is the biggest performer with 5, 11, and 14. 10, 15, 4. And you guys are going to be able to see this as you see these numbers come out. All said and done, Oklahoma, 19 and 21 is your biggest totals. 10, 13, and these numbers here. This goes out kind of far here. That means Oklahoma use their numbers a lot. They use all their numbers. Jeez. All right. So there it is. Hope you guys hit this thing and get everything that you want. And I will see you on the next one.
Yo, it's Logic Hitz, he giving knowledge tips. He got the lottery tricks to get your pockets slim. So what you waiting for? Go and check the channel. Yeah, this Logic Hitz giving you that mental ammo. You can be a step ahead and go and get the bread. Ain't no more losing, going on a winning streak instead. Yo, this one for the people feeling tired and fed up. Ain't nothing definite, but you can definitely up a leg up. If you know when the box, so play it straight. So help a strategy, don't just leave it to fate. Let's go. Going in for the win. Watch him job, watch him job. I ain't trying to lose again. Watch him job, watch him job. At the top of strategy. At the job, watch him job. Yeah, it's where I'd rather be. Watch him job, watch him job. Going in for the win. Watch him job, watch him job. I ain't trying to lose again. Watch him job, watch him job. At the top of strategy. Watch him job, watch him job. Yeah, it's where I'd rather be.